Okay, we're,
Okay, we have 6 PM. I'm going to call this meeting of the Black Earth Village Board to order. Roll call, please.
all right. Terry Moyer,
Here.
James Coyle,
Here.
Scott Patchin,
Here.
Louis-Reindl. Here. Sarah Morrow is absent, Tyler Munson is also absent, and Mitch Hodson,
Here.
of course.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Proof of posting, a copy of the notice was delivered to the following on August 7th, email to the Star News and Lake Ridge Bank and Black Earth, posted in the Black Earth Municipal Building, Black Earth Post Office, and the Black Earth webpage. Public comment? No public is present. We'll move along to item number 5, discussion action, approval of meeting minutes from July 12th.
I move to approve the minutes from July 12th. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, discussion and action of operator license applications for Carmen Justo. Should be in front of you,
Yes.
her application.
Background check's been completed, nothing issue. And everything has been completed, the bartender license, everything. Good to go.
I move approval of the operator license app for Carmen Justo.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Oh,
The minutes, did you mean August 8th minutes? It says July 12th, but we have the August 8th board meeting minutes?
today's date.
Oh, I was looking at,
It would be,
oh, okay,
yeah.
never mind, yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right. I think that takes us to item 7, invoices to be paid. They were also in front of you. Everyone has time to review. I entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the invoices to be paid as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion or any questions? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Discussion action, the Walking Iron Trails Rails to Rails Project 2326 Program Grant, Cycle Grant Application, Letter of Support. I think we've done this in the past, is that
Yep.
correct?
Yeah, it's part of the bigger grant project, they're just piecing off into different parts of it, of the connections between Dane and Sauk counties.
I move
They're not
we,
Do you want a motion to?
Yeah, we need a motion to approve.
I move we approve the letter of support for the Walking Iron Rails to Trails project.
Any questions or discussion?
Does that include the first letter that wants $1,500?
No, that's a separate.
Okay,
That's reckless.
That's
All right.
good work, yep.
got it, okay.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9, discussion action, baseball field replacement recommendation from the Parks Committee. That information was included in your packet.
Yep, the Parks Committee recommended to earmark $50,000 from the ARPA funds for the fixing of the ball diamond and repairs. James had asked for also a bid for non-grass, grass is kind of the preferred from what I've talked to the high school, and I've talked to, and I think Matt did too, right?
Yep, so, not this past Friday, 2 Fridays ago, one Parks Committee did make a decision on what company to go with. That gentleman wanted to come out one more time, so that's the 4th time we went with him, just to make sure that coaches, village staff, everybody was on the same page, and also James had requested, dirt field quotes as well. So we came up with the 2 different quotes or proposals that are in front of you, like Mitch had mentioned. Preferred with the coaching staffs, just for safety, and such like that, grass was the preferred infield.
Preferred by both people that don't pay anything towards the field.
Well, that's true.
So, I mean, it's,
If that's like.
That's true.
And that's true, do you want, we do not charge rentals for the fees, for the fields. I think it's just a thing that has always been looked at, what we can do for the organizations to bring people, into the community. You know, I think some of our businesses in town maybe did suffer because we lost the field this last year, lost playing time on them and that, so we lost those, fans coming in, community. You're right, you know, it is 500, about $9,000 difference. Something that we do right.
I think,
Something that the community can be proud of. Maybe it's something that, look at some of those organizations to see if you guys do something amazing for switching over, you know, this first. Like James, so is there a way that they would be willing to take in something?
I mean, this is just, like, with the field we have now, we have just the cost of repurposing the field, you know. We have upkeep of the field, watering and edging with the grass.
There's upkeep with dirt field as well, you got a top dress there.
That's what I mean, you top dress.
So,
What's
with
the-
dirt, yeah. So it's kind of a horse.
Do we know what the difference?
What's up?
Do we kind of know what the difference is? Do we have to water all the time?
It would just be
I
like
mean,
the
they'll have to mow it.
field, when that field was initially put in back in the 80s, there was a sprinkler system in it, and then it just never got used pretty much since day one after that, you know. Yep, and so it's all ripped out now, so, having a grass infield that, yeah, there's probably certain times you may need to water it, but it's not something we do on the regular, unless, going out in the future, you would decide to maybe put in a irrigated system.
Isn't the kind of,
So there would be water, yes, there would be watering to get grass established at this point, you know, if that's what was chosen to do. That would be, I guess, an excess there.
isn't the high school moving most of their playoff games, they like to have on grass?
So typically.
So we couldn't even,
You won't do playoffs.
if we didn't have grass,
You won't do playoffs.
there was no way we could ever host a playoff.
Yep, that's true. So not necessarily even Wisconsin Heights.
Right, any playoff.
If
So we could spend 30
We had a field that was attractive to WIA
Right.
standards, maybe this field could potentially be
Right.
used to host regionals.
So we could spend
for different teams.
$36,000 and still not have our full potential met. And if we spent just a little bit, roughly around 9,000 more than that, we open up ourselves to having the WIA plus
So,
home talent.
is the high school paying, are they coming back?
They sounded like.
After
It sounded like
after
the
2 years?
field was
I heard they signed a 2-year contract with Mazo.
I didn't.
No, that's just hearsay, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't,
Contract.
Yeah,
I don't think
signed a
they've
2-year
ever-
contract.
they've never had a contract with us, so.
No, I know, and that's,
Um,
so I wanna make sure, I mean, you're not doing this for the high school, 'cause, I mean, if they don't come back, or they do come back,
And it's,
I wanna make sure that they're gonna,
but I think it's a broader spectrum than just the high school.
so
I-
there
yeah, I
was
do
Babe
too.
Ruth as well. Senior
Yeah.
Babe Ruth was playing here, and the last couple games, because with Senior Babe Ruth, it's high school teams, you know, so it's different leagues, but, it's the same high school coach that's doing it. And that coach noticed from players using the Mazo field versus coming here to Black Earth, the players were playing differently. They were skittish, they were just, you know, they were nervous, you know, so
So did the field.
if you
big
can
deal
get,
too.
It hurts.
what's that?
Yeah, and the rocks too, that makes
Yeah.
a difference too,
Yeah,
right?
so I mean,
How much is it gonna cost to transport and dispose of the dugout infield?
Well, that's why we put 50.
yep, that's why we added that,
Yeah.
contingency in there.
Okay.
Now with the old material that we'd be taking out of the ball field, my intentions are to stockpile that behind Public Works and using that material to fill in the basements or the holes that are over at Conference Creek Park. Taking that old material, repurposing it instead of just tossing it out of town and never
Good.
seeing it again, so.
That's a good point.
Just trying to coordinate those
Yeah.
projects once we get approval from Parks Committee to do mulch and forming and stuff like that, so. But yeah, some of, the materials coming cleany, there's actually a cleaner that lives in town, so maybe we can get some.
I would like to make a motion that we go ahead and approve 50,000 of ARPA funds to redo the field from ball diamond, fine, sports turf, with a grass infield.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion or questions?
So are we redoing the little diamond at all ever?
Not at this time, the little diamond hasn't been any issues.
So when we do have to redo the little diamond, is it enough to order? Because before we order for the big diamond and little diamond.
As far as you're doing like the preventative maintenance. Yeah, you can order any amount you want, or you just want to get like a bulk order to get it back.
Yeah,
Right.
is it, yeah, that's kind of what it was, is how much, if you're ordering a lot less now, is it gonna be?
I guess I don't have that answer right now. I don't think that would deter a decision on one field or the next field. I mean, there's a lot of communities that have infields that are grass, infields that are dirt, which is.
Let's just get this done with. I'm tired of dealing with this.
All right. No other
Long
questions?
time.
Yeah.
Lot of.
It needs to be redone.
A lot of back and forth.
Yeah,
And I have
grass
a
infields just.
from
Okay.
May of
We got a
22
motion.
and
Yep.
I have a motion and a second. Everybody clear in the motion to approve up to 50,000 from ARPA funds for baseball repair with grass infield. All in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries
I did.
4-1.
Sorry. I did have these guys pencil us in, so hopefully we get this still scheduled for this fall, yes.
Okay, moving on to item 10, discussion action of the 2021 GEO note borrowing and budget 2024. This is where, I did receive an email from, Peter Antoni, and he's on behalf of the Gateway to the Driftless, he's writing to request that the village include a $1,500 funding commitment to the ongoing operational expenses to the Gateway. I think it was in your packet, you can see. It's Dane County. He indicates on there how the funding commitment is gonna be put to good use throughout the year by continuing to serve as your representative on the Wisconsin River Bridge Projects Work Group Funding Committee, facilitating communication with Dane County Lands and Waters, working with Dane County Lands and Waters to determine the feasibility of a temporary trail, marketing and promoting the abundance of our outdoor recreation opportunities and natural heritage using the Gateway's website, social media platforms, and printed, which is, I think, village, and continue pursuit of the responsible development of access. So what he's asking for is a $1,500 funding commitment that we will work into either budget, or are you GO? Are you thinking GO or just
It
in
would
general?
be GO. Yeah, it would be.
Just general budget. As we work towards our budget this year, we'd include that 1,500 if it meets with your approval.
So you're asking for it out of the GO note?
That's just a discussion, yeah. It's,
And
and budget 2024, if you'll see. It's GO note borrowing and the budget. This one will be a budget request for 2024.
So Gateway is they kind of keep us informed of different
Yeah.
things going on, and they do a lot of the meetings. They make the meetings that sometimes we don't. And Peter's also a huge resource for us in the village.
Yep.
And spends countless hours helping us too, so I
And
think.
it's got an
I
economic
think that-
development.
I think it should come out of EDC.
Yeah, okay,
So
yep.
I think it should be a yearly thing out of EDC to support that.
I agree with
I
that.
do too.
I'll make that motion, or did you make that motion?
No, go ahead.
I'll make that motion that it comes out of EDC budget.
And we can just have it on for next budget meeting too,
Yeah.
and just talk about it then. I don't think we need a motion.
But I agree.
I'll second.
We need someone to do that for us, to be on that committee for us.
So we're making a motion for it, or we're putting it on for the,
I'm
What do you-
making a motion to approve the $1,500 to be included
In the
in the budget of the EDC funding to support the driftless funding committee
I
request.
second that.
Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries, and make note to put that in with the budget. Generators.
I guess I can jump on that one.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So Vanguard had a meeting, was that last week?
26th.
26th, okay.
At 6:30.
That Sean, Mitch, Rod Howard, who we've been working with, from Nichols Electric Construction with the generators. So I went down there myself and caught up with them after the Vanguard meeting, and we just started talking about different options. What to do with building, public works, the wells, and the lift stations. We did get some prices back initially on trailer option and other things with the discussion that went forward from four of us sitting together that night. We decided to maybe get some pricing on actual standby units, so automatic transfers, power goes out, boom, these things fire up, and they're rocking and rolling right away, versus having public works chasing around outages to run equipment if there is a natural disaster of a flood or, you know, something else happening in town. So I haven't got those final numbers back from Rod yet, so that'll probably be something that moves forward onto public works meeting hopefully.
And
Let's go around.
we won't know about the true generator numbers until we bid them through
Sourcewell.
Sourcewell, which we've looked into a little bit.
Yep.
So,
and this building should have one,
well,
no matter what, if it's our.
you know, so here's what we kind of talked about at that
So-
meeting.
Some of the numbers roughly, we're talking like $250,000 to equip everything. So trying to see if there's a more economical, cost effective, I mean, yeah, there's this real note.
So the two lift stations aren't too hard to do, they're not big. The generator trailer would have to cover the biggest thing, which is the well house, right? So, or here. And
But you can't do both at the same time, right?
you'd have to run from lift station to lift station,
So that's-
well
If
to,
we're gonna have a power
and
outage,
here.
we're gonna all be out at the same
Right.
time, probably.
So, you know, kind of a thought is it'd be valuable to try to do one well, up there, because this well kind of has something that's,
Yeah, this one's got one that.
and then do the two lift stations, which are gonna be not too expensive.
Not too-
The well one's gonna be more expensive.
Okay.
And then a smaller one down at Public Works, not a big commercial one, to at least get the doors and stuff open.
Right.
I mean, last time they had a power outage, it took Vanguard like 40 minutes to get the doors open to get the trucks out, so. And then this also being our secondary command center or command center, I think we should get your Becker to look at grants for a generator to generate this
As part of emergency management.
through emergency management. So, I'm not saying, I agree with you, but I'm not so sure we shouldn't try for grants first for this building.
So really what you're saying is we need to figure out what exactly we wanna do,
Yeah.
because
Yep,
this
and that's-
one's something different than this and these.
Yep, and that's
And
kind
then
of that
put the equipment, and
conversation.
then say, what can we write for grants, and what are we gonna have to write into the budget? That's
I've
that.
actually only been looking into it for about a month and a half, right?
No, we started this a couple of years
Started
ago.
5 years
Oh, did
ago,
it
or
really?
better.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then they're gonna get dropped,
Oh,
and they
and
got
then
picked up.
So it's refired,
So-
Seconds drop.
You know, the biggest thing is, I think that we absolutely need to earmark money for the project, we just don't know how much yet.
So what do you wanna do? You wanna just keep
I
it
just
on
want-
the agenda for the next time and say, how far are we next time?
Yeah, take it to budget.
Take it back to,
Potentially, yeah, we have it for public works meeting, that can make a recommendation, taking it to possible budget meeting, you know, and such.
and budget, okay.
So we don't need a motion on that, it's just gonna be a budget.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
Thanks, Matt.
All right. ball field replacement,
done.
I think we did that. We're good to go on that. All right, we are to committee reports. Vanguard Commission, speak of.
Mitch. Oh, yeah.
Mitch attended on our
We met
behalf.
on July 26th
Yeah.
at 6:30. They have been doing a lot of new service construction.
Just have the minutes up here, just so.
They've also been, got minutes up?
Yep.
Okay, so you can fill in what I.
No, go ahead.
So they've been doing a lot of new construction. The percentages right now are down for the Black Earth side, which normally we're 60% of the time. And that's because of some of the projects in Mazo right now that they're doing.
The new Dollar Tree, or Family Dollar or whatever, and then they
Yeah,
have
they-
apartments going
Well,
up too?
they have an apartment building going up, and that's gonna be 3-phase, which is kind of different, but, and then, they had something with, plastic ingenuity services and things like that, so. They've been busy on new services more than anything, which is good, so.
Yep.
A lot of residential stuff too, so.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up, that wraps the meeting up.
Yep, next meeting, September 19th at 6:30. If that's wrong, Carrie gave me that date.
Is it 19 or 17?
19th, let me just check the.
17th Sunday.
Probably not then.
September 19th, 2023 at 6:30. Yep. Okay. Electrical superintendent report, I do not believe he's not.
I will
Did
say
you-
during that, they're looking at a generator pad, or, transformer pad. There will be a little bit of cost with that, but they're trying to set it up so it would be an easy switch over and stuff and have it, and it sounds like he's working with, ETC.
ATC.
Yeah, ATC.
ATC, yep. So basically, it kind of sounds like ATC is looking to set up a large breaker system in this area so that they could potentially backfeed certain areas of their system, just with all the solar projects going on outside this area, and infrastructure being put in. They're looking to better their system. It sounds like they're looking at the Black Earth area, but that could be very beneficial to us in Black Earth because make the connection with this new transformer, they might pick up a lot of the costs, and there would be,
Will they be bringing a power source?
no, so they would just using the source we have, but putting in different switches and breakers
Okay.
so that they can change power one direction to the other, however it works.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that whole substation project, that might now just end up next to the the transformer project might end up next to the old one or the current one in the substation, but a lot of the costs maybe picked up by it. ATC, yep. So we may luck out as Black Earth Utility and not have to pick up the entire cost of what was.
So I think he met with them.
Yep, they met, last Friday, I believe, and I think they got something more, so he'll
So,
update.
fingers crossed, hopefully that
Nice,
happens, so.
nice.
Okay, Black Earth Fire District, that is me. We met on July 13th. It was an organizational meeting. We elected officers. Cody O'Connell, Town of Mazomanie, is now replacing Fred Wolf, who is off of the fire board for now. And so he was elected president. And, otherwise, there were no changes in officers. Mr. Moyer from Town of Vermont is vice president. I'm secretary, and Barb Corral is still acting as treasurer from Reinig CPA. Repair trucks are in good condition. There is a discussion about going back to 4-inch hose versus 5-inch hose.
Large diameter.
Yep, largely, yep. So there's gonna be, they'll be bringing back some bids for the next meeting on that. And our next meeting is scheduled for September 14th. All right, clerk, treasurer, financial reports. Danny, you're up.
Third year of UW Green Bay clerk training was done, so a couple weeks ago. It was a lot. So, let's see. So just trying to catch up with basically being gone a week from work things. It was all day, like 8 to beyond 5. Training for all the classes and all the assignments and stuff outside of class, so it's
Was that online here? Did you do it from here, or did you have to do it from?
I had my laptop and just
Oh,
was at home, and then I was in here for a little bit, just to get some stuff.
That works good then.
But yeah, just getting ready for budget, we'll go into it later, but on the 30th is when Vierbecker, said that they're available to attend in person, so it'll be a pair of two. Other note, Melissa with Vierbecker, is leaving, she was our contact, so she's no longer with them. So the other person, his name is Matt, he was with here during the presentations, will be kind of our point of contact, and then his supervisor, is the head of, the public sector. So we'll be still in good hands and have good connections there, so.
He's the one that was at Parks meeting, right?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's update there, I'm just working on building budget stuff, building spreadsheets that will work and pull the right numbers into the system and put into what we can use for budget and start the year over again.
And financials?
Still have some updates to do in the system, as I'm building the new spreadsheets and getting things to pull correctly. It's been busy in the office. This is, we're at, where did I see that? They're about 50% to budget, which is, pretty good for expenses, so we're on track there. A little bit under, but once I have some more updates to do, get some more direct, and then have the spreadsheets kind of look like they have looked like in the past, that has multiple years. So we'll be able to see a better comparison instead of just year-to-date and period. So, also be working with Matt to do utility stuff, since that hasn't been done. Utility budget. And did I say the 30th, the budget?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, 30th, August 30th.
This month.
August 30th, yep. I think after the last, or at the end of our last meeting, we were kind of holding on calendars the 23rd and 30th, based on Burbecker's availability, so she was able to confirm. All right, any questions for Danny? All right, Dane, Iowa.
We met on Thursday, July 20th. Started to look for a part-time bookkeeper in the office for part-time. Drew up, final check should have came.
Yep.
There's no discharge violation, we approved bills. Our next meeting will be August 17th.
Are they still working with an interim director though, or are they?
No, it's just, I mean, we have a ad out to find one.
Oh,
So
okay.
right now, it's just the two guys that are working.
Two guys,
and
okay.
Huebner's helping out.
Okay, that status doesn't change then,
No.
yeah, okay. The next two, economic development and emergency management.
We gotta get set up right away.
Danny, could we task you with sending emails out to get dates
Yep.
for these committees for both?
Do we wanna wait more for generator stuff, or do we just wanna?
We gotta
We gotta do
Just do
them,
it,
yeah. We gotta have an initial meeting, because we need a chair elected in, yeah. So, if you wanna send those, and then send them to the alternates too, which is me, I think, on both of them, so I can weigh in on dates. from Danny for that. Which takes us down to the EMS committee.
That's me. We met on June 22nd as to go into closed session. Then we met again on the 13th to act on closed session. So we have a new position, or the director job is open again. And Jim Wick is stuck back in, renewed his EMT license. We've got some more EMTs that came back into the fold, so I think the out of service will
It has
drastically
tremendously
decrease,
diminished, yes.
right?
Yep.
You know, the District 1 rig was wrecked, and so they were working on getting that fixed, and it's time consuming, so we're still using Dane County's backup. And that was pretty much it, because it was all consuming of that director job. So, that's pretty much it. There was, yeah. And our next meeting is set for September 14th at 6:30.
Gateway to the drift list, that's Tyler, he's not here. We're good to go on that. Library board. Sarah's gone too. Neil, you wanna cover that
Double
with the
duty, baby.
report?
Double duty.
So we last met on July 26th. We had a discussion of a fundraising feasibility study, and we're still kind of exploring the cost benefit of something like that, just to see how much we can expect to fundraise and what our other sources of funding might be for a potential. We also voted to change, the posting guidelines, because we had been posting at Quick Trip, the post office, Village Hall, and the website, and the Quick Trip posting is a little bit cumbersome with, all the bulletin board usually is. So we voted to stop posting at Quick Trip starting on September 1st. So I'll be posting a notice there, ahead of our next meeting, so that people who might be relying on that have an idea of where to look.
Okay.
Summer library program ended on Friday. I'm still getting statistics together, but suffice to say, we had a really successful. And the Driftless Passport program is in its third year, and it starts on August 15th. So that is in conjunction with the Driftless and the Cross Plains Library, as well as the Mingo Library. I was able to schedule the local author fair, which was a huge hit last year, so I was able to schedule that for October 20th, and I have 5 authors committed to participating in that event. So it should be hopefully a good time this year again.
What is that? Sorry.
The local author fair?
What, do you have a date yet?
Yeah, October 20th.
October, okay.
Yep,
Thank
that's a Friday.
Sorry, thank you.
No, you're fine. And then our next and final advisory task force meeting is tomorrow at 6 p.m. in this room. The book and bake sale for the Friends is this weekend, and the pie sale was really successful. So thanks to everyone in this room that helped make it. They got over $1,000 from breaking records. And then we also discussed the need for a new strategic plan. So we're going to start that process in 2024. We're still kind of in the info gathering stage, but just getting a sense of what the timeline looks like and how involved we want it to be, since the last one was very involved. I think we're looking to roll this next one. And our next meeting is scheduled for August 15th at 7 p.m.
All right. Sorry, I'm just writing. Public Works, Scott Patchin.
Yeah, we met on Monday, July 24th. we discussed Sean had stated that the transformer was delayed again, like September. Priced out the unloading and the placement of the new transformer is about approximately $11,400. Need to keep it in mind, spending for GO, know if there will be additional spending necessary for substation, but as we've talked tonight, there could be another card in there.
Could be.
So, could be, but we need to keep it in mind. Anyway, generators were discussed, that's been discussed tonight. Discussion action on South Street Premier Co-op property. It basically boiled down to that we're going to make, or we recommend making an offer to, speak to an attorney about drafting a letter of interest for the Premier lot. The letter would propose to purchase the lot at $50,000, with $45,000 held in escrow in case of any contamination issues. Caminiti lot, no action taken. Town and Country Engineering. Have they televised either one of those wells?
No.
Okay.
No.
Was that gonna happen? Do you know, Matt?
I haven't got any word back from CTW.
Okay.
Quotes and such yet.
Okay, they're gonna do that. We're gonna anticipate the end of August for completion of the study on the water system. International truck. The orange truck.
Yep,
The
got
big
that in
orange
Monroe,
truck.
Just waiting for some.
Goes round
prices
and
to
round,
fix that.
costs us money, goes round and round. Anyway, waiting to hear back on, if we haven't heard back, we'll discuss that at Public Works. Truck's getting old and needing a lot of expensive repairs. Street sweeper's still a good fit, and we're still pursuing that. $7,000 is identified for grinding. $30,000 was budgeted, so planning on having them come back to survey the whole village, do some more work and get maps and plans for the future. We're waiting on quotes for the, cleaning, basically, of the whole building, that building, the sidewalks, the rock wall, the whole building, just to be completely tightened up. So that'll be on the next Public Works agenda, and then after that, I left.
That was about it.
That was about it.
Okay. Anything to add?
I guess just as far as my report, we had some damage to 3 basketball hoops down at Community Park. Those backboards have been removed. We had some documentation for those in a report. We've had a lot of final meter reads with move-ins, move-outs in this past month. To work with quotes for generators. Danny invited me to sit with her for a budgeting webinar. Luke and I went to a class in New Glarus, that just us education credits for our water stuff. Scott said the street sweeper, we did give the go-ahead, and so that is in the process of being worked on, refurbished. All field meetings and quotes, having some different vendors give quotes for chip sealing and crack filling in Red Hawk subdivision to possibly use some money out of the GO note for that. A meeting with CTW Corporation, that's who's done a lot of the work for our well houses. So they are working on getting proposals together to pull and inspect wells and do the video televising, as Scott mentioned. New houses going in, so we're working on installing meters there. Got some cold patch to patch up some streets. The truck that BC was given some issues in, it's kind of our main chipping truck, so I disassembled the dash on it, replaced a blower motor, and just vacuumed out a whole bunch of crud from years of chipper dust going into the system and plugging everything up. The next meeting is August.
21st.
Yes, thank you.
I don't know who's the alternate on that one?
Terry.
Me.
I will be in South Carolina.
Good for you. Oh, taking somebody
Yep,
So
it's
it's 5:30, I think?
5:30,
When is it, August 21st?
August 21st, Monday.
Okay. Public Works, I'm on.
Thank you.
5:30, right?
Yep.
All right, got it. All right, that takes care of Mr. Patchin, Mr. Call, Parks, Mitch Hodson.
Yes, we met on July 20th at 5:30 at, Black Earth Creek Park. Let's see, we talked about the ball field, obviously. We, went over the plans, to get the plan finalized so we can get the grant money flowing to get the houses tore down, filled in. We talked about cameras and Wi-Fi systems, for the parks because of the damage to the boards and stuff. James was gonna follow up on some Costco cameras.
Yes.
And then we also looked at, live feed cameras and Wi-Fi and all kinds of stuff. So, we still have to get some more prices on that, but eventually we're gonna do something with cameras. So, that was the Costco.
Do we have a timeline on replacing those basketball hoops?
I thought,
Did the backboards, did the
How many do we
backboards
have
get
that work?
shattered, or?
There's three down there, there's three down there.
We'll have the basketball tournament tomorrow, or,
Well, that's, we've got
So
two.
there's
got
a free
three.
throw contest on Saturday for field days. There is 3 backboards down there, which I think will be
Yeah.
adequate for
Yeah.
that free throw contest. Kind of one of those things, yeah, backboards only cost a couple $100, $200-300, but that court's just getting to a point where it's getting to be more of a hazard than it is any good, you know, as far as tripping hazards of X and stuff like that, so
Okay,
look at it getting.
thank you. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mitchie.
So, Beerbacker was gonna drop the new plans for the park, what we discussed, and then we're good. Next meeting,
It's that one.
we didn't set one.
And then police, Tony's, or Sarah's not here.
We didn't have one, it
We
was
didn't have one.
postponed, but we gotta get another one scheduled.
So that's another one, okay. Danny's gonna be busy with scheduling, economic development, emergency management, parks, and police. Got those on your list, Danny?
Sure do.
Okay. All right. Item number 12, any other business that may be brought before the board or on future agendas? As Danny mentioned in her report, the budget workshop is confirmed with Verbacher for August 30th. What time?
I threw out 6 to them.
Okay.
Do you wanna do earlier? Do you wanna do?
6 is good.
Is this different from the, like, budget workshop that we do here?
in October,
Yeah.
usually. That's what I was
It's the same workshop.
Yeah, I was just kinda starting it sooner than.
But we're still gonna have the budget workshop in October.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we could have it like times.
Right,
Yeah.
I mean, that's something we everyone's
It's,
wish list.
Yeah.
well, and I think we need to do budget.
And then reality, yes.
Utilities and stuff too, so that's gonna take longer, and there's gonna be more meetings involved.
Yeah. And so everybody's good on August 30th at 6 PM here? Sure. The next regular board meeting, we would be scheduled to meet in September on September 5th, which is right after the Labor Day holiday. And it's also the first day of school. I don't know how people's lives are, if you wanted to move it to the 12th. Or,
We ran into this problem moving the board meetings before. I mean, we do it for the parks,
Yeah.
the concerts, but,
Concert holiday.
I mean, how many more?
that's fine, I mean,
I don't mind it being after the holiday.
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. Then it's,
I just wanna hear the backlash.
So we'll be meeting on the 30th and then right away on Tuesday again. That's that
Different
last.
reasons.
Things will be fresh then.
You're not gonna do bills and stuff at the budget meeting.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me, I don't have kids, but I'll be going there, so.
okay. So the next meeting date is Tuesday, September 5th. All right,
Also at 6 still?
yeah, 6. 6, right, that's our time.
Yeah.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, is there a second? I have a motion and a second.
Can't do that.
All in favor?
Just
Adjourn.
You're supposed to say, I move, you're not supposed to say, so moved.
So I moved.
State your motion.
State your
motion.
So moved.
Robert's rule.
I don't care. Our ordinance says we don't necessarily have to follow Robert's rules. It says you can use it as a guide, but they are not adopted.
It's a free-for-all.
That's right.
Our rules like me, so. Do you want me to,
There is multiple meeting things in our.
Yes, in less than, in a certain time period, in less than 6 months.
Something like that. Yeah.
Either using this one.
There you go.
you have anybody locally that knows the
All right.
rules that we should take a look at?
Anything wise,
You were going to look at.
You were close, James,
What's that?
6:45.
Just take a look.
yeah.